And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy, Cheap Ludes, and I'm back to talk about the market in NBA 2K22, my team. Almost said 2K21, my team again. I do that consistently because I recorded so many intros for so many videos for 2K21. Give me a break. There's always someone who comes in the comments when I do it and is like, it's actually NBA 2K22, my team. Shut up, nerd. All right, I know. Anyways, decent amount of XP available today. I don't know what level you guys are at. I'm at 27, dude. I don't know. I've been going a little bit slower this time. I still got 30 days. I'm not really too worried about it, but decent amount of XP. We're starting to see more, 1,000 XPs and stuff like that coming about, which is nice. If you don't really open packs, though, you are at a disadvantage, which is something I despise that 2K does with the original owner concept, but at least they're not making the XP overpowered as of yet. As far as budget, I mean, you can get about 1,500 on the budget with Karis LeVert and Bojan. Relatively easy challenges. Bojan's a little bit, it's easy, but it's like oddly specific. Regardless, we also got the week 2 part 1. Probably going to get part 2 tomorrow if I had to guess. I don't think there's really going to be any crazy prize involved in that, but I mean, we'll see, I suppose. No other XP challenge. I feel like 2K has been getting less creative with the XP this year. We'll see it a lot more within the next few seasons. They'll start to get a little bit more crafty with the XP, more stuff that'll get you playing or whatever. But for the most part, they're kind of just going on regular stuff. So the Daryl Griffith challenge is still active. A lot of people are trying to complete that. If you have any of the Jazz players and you don't feel like completing that challenge, just sell them. Like John Stockton will go back to being like 8 or 9K or possibly even less next week. Might as well profit now. This man right here will go back to being like 6 or 7K, I would guess. Stupid goatee. Adrian Dantley and his sick high socks will go back to being like 3K because he literally can't shoot. My point is, if you have any of these Utah Jazz players and you don't plan on doing the Daryl Griffith challenge, it's a good idea to sell them while their price is high. That being said, if you're looking for someone to use, like Jeff Hornacek's pretty good. I don't know what it is, but he hits a lot of moving jumpers for me. I don't know. On current gen, not so much. On next gen, he hits a bunch of moving jumpers. I really don't know the correlation as to why that's happening, but it is what it is. I graded my Brian Russell. Look, I highly recommend grading all your cards. Just that little MT boost will probably be worth it in the long run. Look, let's be real. 9 out of 10 times, you're going to get a 7. You're going to get a grade 7. It's not going to be that much of an MT boost, but it's something. So, Primetime packs are out. Haven't watched my pack opening? You should go do that. It'll be at the end of the video. It's pretty tight. Once again, the days changed again because they change every 5 minutes, but who cares? These packs have horrendous odds. I would highly advise not opening them, and if you are going to open any, just open like 2 packs, see if they hit, and then stop. Also, do not spend any money. But, look, if you're looking at the players, Bojan's basically discard value. I think I've seen him go for about 1,200 MT. I think he is worth picking up for that amount, just because if we have any Sapphire-based challenges, like he is a good wing. He's definitely at least a good shooter. He's got some size he can post people up to, hit some post spins and some mid-ranges and whatnot. Relatively good. Like, is he athletic? No. Bojan's not going to be athletic yet. He won't even be athletic when he gets pink diamond cards in like March. You know what I mean? Karis LeVert's relatively good. Honestly, as far as like budget shooting guards / small forwards go, very, very solid. Only a 79 3-pointer, and he does have the base 70 release, which a lot of arc, you're going to miss a lot of whites, but it is going to have a bigger green window. That is more important over on current gen. Look, the reality is 2K kind of lied. I don't know, they embellished the truth when they said that there wasn't going to be much of a difference between current gen and next gen. That's not correct at all. There is a massive difference between the way the game plays on current gen and the way the game plays on next gen. If in no other aspect, the shooting. Like, shooting on current gen is, at least greening shots, is significantly harder than it is on next gen. That's just the reality of the situation. You're going to be relying more on whites regardless how good you are. So you need to know the risk reward for having a guy like Karis LeVert who's going to green more shots but miss more whites, and you need to be comfortable in your own shooting ability before making that call. That being said, he's only like 3,500, so if you want to try him out, he is a good dunker as well. Best card in the set, no question, is Jason Richardson. Jason Richardson is easily the best card in the set. I'd be willing to say he's probably the best amethyst in the game overall. For certain play styles, like Kawhi might be a little bit better, and like Ray Allen's probably a better pure shooter, but Jason Richardson is a jack of all trades, do it all wing. I mean, you can play him at the 2 guard, you can play him at the small forward, highly recommend playing him at the 2 guard. He does like literally everything. He plays good defense, he has limitless takeoff, so he can literally dunk from the free throw line for no reason. Rebounds the ball, he's fast, he can shoot, he can do it all. Like, Jason Richardson is stupid. There's a reason he's 35,000 MT. Like, he's better than DeRozan. I don't even think it's particularly close. Like, the only thing DeRozan has over him is literally a better jump shot. And how much does that really matter when the guy you're comparing him to is significantly better at everything else? I don't think it's that much. In addition to that, Jason Richardson is able to get significantly better badges than DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan literally can't get quick first step. Jason Richardson can. He can get limitless spot up. He can get quick chain. He can get clamps. He can get all these badges that really do help him out. Jump shot 31 is his release. So if you want to try out a card to see if you like his release, Domination Reward Mario Ellie has the same release. Gold Eddie Jones has the same release. So if you just want to test the release out, you can check out Gold Eddie Jones, or just the Gold Jason Richardson also has it. And JaVale McGee for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. That being said, if he stays with that release all year, we could see an overpowered JaVale card. Jason Richardson is stupid. Starberry, my guy. He is actually pretty good. He's basically a budget version of Derrick Rose. He's a little bit less athletic, dunks a little bit less hard, is a little bit slower, but other than that, he's still really good. He's actually not that bad defensively either. Also, like, look at his tattoos. They're so sick. I don't know exactly what they are, but they're pretty tight. And it's Phoenix Suns Marbury, which is never something you want to see, but it's cool. Starberry's pretty good. He's just not going to be a 3 hunting guy, but he's decent from mid-range, and he can hit the open 3. That Derrick Rose release is really solid, so it's not like he's bad in that regard. He's just not great. All right, DeMar DeRozan, the elephant in the room. Look, he is absolutely not worth the price he is going for, and if you guys remember back to last year, when the Flash DeRozan came out, he was really expensive too, and within 3 weeks, he was already almost 20K. You know what I mean? And then a couple weeks after that, he started being included. Locker codes, his price was down to 7K in the token market as well. I foresee that exact thing happening with this DeRozan probably sometime towards the end of October. Look, I'm not kidding when I say that Jason Richardson is significantly better than DeMar DeRozan. That's not me over-exaggerating. DeMar DeRozan is not a better defender. He is slightly faster, yes, but he can't even get quick first step, which honestly, not the biggest deal this year, but if you're playing on next gen, you absolutely need quick first step because the CPU is absolutely impossible to drive past without quick first step. I'm just saying, I would rather pay $35K for Jason Richardson than $160 for DeMar DeRozan, and you know how much I love Trey Burke base. Steve Nash, I pulled him, and the thing I will say about Steve Nash is he's not outright the best point guard in this game. Darren Williams in certain aspects is better. Derrick Rose for a different play style is significantly better. But if you play a certain style of basketball with Steve Nash, he is a god tier point guard. He probably isn't going to have the best longevity because I guarantee within the next 3 weeks we get a glitched player that is either hyper athletic and can now shoot or is not hyper athletic and can now dunk. Kind of nullifying Steve Nash. You know what I mean? That being said, if you exploit the mid-range and floater meta with Steve Nash, he's one of the most unstoppable cards in the game. If somebody's running a 2-3 zone on you and you can get past the point guard and pull up on a mid-range, you literally cannot be stopped. Anybody who is paint sitting with the center, if you shoot floaters over them, you will be unstoppable. That being said, if you try to do layups with Steve Nash, you're getting your stuff sent to the absolute stratosphere. There's nothing you can do in that regard. Now, the other thing is these packs aren't really affecting the market too much. Pretty much all the other cards are staying relatively the same. The only card I've noticed that had a substantial drop-off was Jerry Stackhouse. And the reason for that is we got Karis LeVert and Jason Richardson and DeMar DeRozan. They're all cards that kind of do the same thing Jerry Stackhouse does, but better. I think Stackhouse is still... I don't know. I don't even think he's necessarily really better than Karis LeVert. I don't mind Stackhouse at all. He's a Grant Hill clone. He's relatively good. He just feels super sluggish for some reason. I don't know what that is, because stats wise, it's like not that much of a difference between those guys, but Stackhouse feels more sluggish. I don't get it. That being said, if you can get Stackhouse for like 7, 8K, it's not a bad price, but he's a better shooter than Karis LeVert. Peja Stojakovic. I want to talk about this card real quick because I feel like nobody addresses how good this card is, and he's super good. On next gen, his shot is really difficult to time because it's so slow. But that being said, on current gen, like where jump shots are a lot faster, his jumper is really not bad. Like, it's really solid. It's easy to time. It's a good catch and shoot release because it's a little bit slower. He's good, man. He's just not going to handle the rock. Dikembe is too expensive. We're going to get better centers than him, or at least comparable centers in the next couple weeks. Derrick Rose, his price has fallen just a tad because Marbury exists. Derrick Rose is still obviously better. Kawhi Leonard still like a top tier small forward, so we haven't seen his price decrease at all. Now, if you're going to play more of a Chris Paul, Steve Nash style basketball, a lot more facilitating floaters and jump shots, but you don't want to spend the money on those guys, Van Vliet is really good. He's one of the basically the most complete point guards in the game. He's tight. He plays defense really well. He's just super duper tiny, but he's stocky and he's street tough, and that means something. That counts for something, right? We also got a locker code today. It's another one of those locker codes that it's quite frustrating with the locker code situation this year because they just don't give us guaranteed packs for like whatever reason. I don't know what that is. It's primetime packs in my team. Just give us a guaranteed promo. Like, literally, just give us a guaranteed promo pack. The odds are horrendous on these packs this year. Like, I don't understand why we can't have a guaranteed pack. You really don't want us to have that 1 in 2,000 chance of pulling a good card. Like, you really don't want us to have that. Like, why do you got to throw these in here? Why do I have shoe boosts in the way? For what? For what purpose, man? I don't want to deal with this. Just let me have a pack. Give me the fleeting moment of hope, right? I didn't get a fleeting moment of hope with this. First off, I booted up the thing, and I already knew I wasn't going to get the pack. B, I got a badge pack. Bro, how does that help me? So I just wanted to rant about the locker code situation because it's pretty desolate out here and very frustrating. Look, if you're looking to make some MT, a lot of these jerseys are going for more than you would expect. Like, people really aren't selling these at this point, and there's people out there who collect these jerseys and are trying to get as high as possible in the actual like card collecting aspect to get those prizes. So I would capitalize on that if you can. Like, most of the jerseys aren't going for a crazy amount, but they're definitely all going for over quick sell. So I highly recommend throwing them in your auction house if you do open packs, regardless. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any specifically that are going for a lot. These jerseys are hard. These are the hardest ones. The Buffalo Braves ones are so sick. These Kings jerseys are horrendously ugly, and they just look like Jimmer wears them. Speaking of which, I hope we get a Jimmer card this year. Preferably early on so he's usable and tight. But we'll see. I hope we get another Campus Legend set this year. I always like Campus Legend sets. These shoe boosts. Okay, so here's the thing. These are worth a lot more than people realize because people want to craft shoes and put them on players at this stage. Like, you can get a few thousand for some of them, like speed with ball, speed, dunk, maybe even get like 1,000 or something, 3-ball, mid-range, steal, block, stuff like that. People are crafting diamond shoes, so it's not out of the realm of possibility to come up on like a few thousand MT by selling some of these. Now, my advice in regards to these is do not buy them. Just hope that you get them from things. 2K has been giving out a lot of these, so it's not really a stretch to say you'll get it randomly from just playing the game at some point. There's no point to go and buy these for an absurd amount of MT, right? And when we get to the later game, this is something I wanted to mention for a while. When we get to the point where most cards are going to be like in the 90s for everything, right? And you're trying to boost a guy's 3-point shot when he has a 98, you don't need to get a shoe that has +3 3-pointers. Just craft your own with +1. They don't go over 100, okay? They don't. Like, they literally don't. At the end of this game's lifespan, just literally buy the shoes that are like +1 or the shoe boosts that are +1. I promise it's going to be more beneficial for you. As always, it has been your boy Cheap Ludes. Thank you for watching the market video. Check out the pack opening if you have not. Should be on the screen in like any time at this point now. I will be back with more content later. Tomorrow, probably. Hopefully I get my PC soon so I can go back to streaming consistently because I missed that. So have a good night, guys. Peace.